Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying close attention to the NFL landscape lately, you've probably heard some whispers, some rumors that have been gaining traction. And those whispers are about a potential trade that could really shake up the NFC West and send shockwaves through the entire league. We're talking about the Seattle Seahawks, a team that's been competitive and resilient, looking to make a deep playoff run, possibly even beyond. But now there's talk, big talk, about a trade involving one of their key defensive players, linebacker Derick Hall, heading to the Detroit Lions in exchange for a third-round pick in 2026. That's a pretty bold move, and it's got a lot of fans buzzing. So let's break down what's going on here. According to sources close to the situation, including reputable insiders like Rossini, the Seahawks might be open to trading Hall, who's been developing nicely this season. Hall, just 24 years old, is an Auburn product, an edge rusher with a lot of upside and a motor that just never quits. His stats this year are pretty impressive, especially considering the limited playing time. In just 5 games, he's already accumulated 4 sacks, which is quite significant for a young player still finding his way in the league. He also has 18 pressures, a PFF grade of 74.8 and an 2% pressure rate along with 3 quarterback hits. Those numbers tell us that Hall is disrupting offenses, creating havoc, and making life difficult for opposing quarterbacks. Now it's worth noting that Hall's career stats include 12 sacks over 38 games, which shows steady progress. Last year, he had a peak season with 7 sacks and a PFF grade of 78.2. His athletic profile is solid, standing 6'3", weighing 252 pounds, with a relentless motor that produces a 1% win rate and an average of 2.8 broken blocks per game. These metrics highlight his potential to develop into a dominant edge rusher in the NFL, especially when paired with the right coaching and scheme. On the Seahawks side, this move could serve multiple purposes. First, it provides some much-needed cap relief, around $4 million, by shedding Hall's rookie deal. That's important because Seattle is navigating a salary cap that's around $21 million over the cap right now, and they need flexibility to address other areas, particularly the secondary. The Seahawks have been dealing with injuries in the secondary, notably Witherspoon and Love, which have impacted their pass defense. Trading Hall could free up some resources to bolster that unit, especially with the upcoming stretch of games where pass defense will be crucial. But why would the Seahawks consider such a move? Well, it's not just about cap space. It's about aligning their roster with their strategic goals. With Hall gone, they get some immediate relief, but they also focus more on their secondary, which has been a focus this season. The Seahawks are looking to improve their pass defense, especially after some injuries and inconsistent performances. They might see Hall as a redundant piece now, especially with other young pass rushers like Boy Mafe stepping up. Mafe, who's already proven to be a disruptive force with 5 sacks, adds a layer of depth to the pass rush, making Hall's role less critical in the big picture. Plus, Seattle has been emphasizing a balanced approach on defense, and sometimes that means making tough decisions to keep the team moving forward. Now, let's look at the Lions' perspective, because they're the team that stands to benefit most from this potential trade. Detroit, with a 4-2 record and sitting comfortably in the NFC North, is pushing hard for a playoff spot. They've been rotating their pass rushers to keep players fresh, especially with Aiden Hutchinson, who's been fantastic with 7.5 sacks. Hutchinson has been a force on the edge, but adding Hall would give Detroit a significant boost to their pass rush depth. Hall's presence as an outside linebacker or edge rusher would complement Hutchinson perfectly, creating a devastating duo that could really put pressure on quarterbacks and make life difficult for opposing offenses. His ability to generate sacks and pressures aligns well with Detroit's aggressive style of defense. Statistics show that Hall's addition could push the Lions' sack total to 28, an increase of 12 from their current tally. Their pressure rate could jump by 16%, and their overall pass rush efficiency might see a noticeable uptick. Pairing Hall with Hutchinson, who wins around 45% of his one-on-one matchups, would create a nightmare scenario for offensive lines. The Lions are also looking at their third down conversion rates, which have improved with more sacks, an increase of 13%, and run stops that are up 20%. All these numbers point to a team that's on the rise defensively, and Hall would be a key piece in that puzzle. And let's not forget, from a playoff and betting perspective, this kind of move could be a game changer. Detroit's odds to win the Super Bowl have already improved, moving from plus 3,500 to plus 2,200. That's a significant shift and indicates how much the league is taking notice of their increased potency on defense. Hall, with a career peak of 18 sacks per game against mobile quarterbacks, could be a postseason nightmare, someone who consistently disrupts and pressures in crucial moments. His ability to generate sacks against dual-threat quarterbacks adds a layer of unpredictability that playoff teams fear. Now, looking at the bigger picture, this trade could signal a shift in the NFC North hierarchy. The Lions are aiming to establish dominance, not just in the division but also in the conference. The addition of Hall, with his ability to produce 10 sacks in a season, mirrors recent high-profile trades like the Eagles acquiring Reddick, who had 14 pressures and was a dominant force. Detroit's strategy is clear. They want to build a pass rush that can compete with the best and make life miserable for opposing quarterbacks in critical moments. And for the Seahawks, this move might seem like a step back in the short term but could be a strategic move for the future. It's about balancing the roster, freeing up cap space, and focusing on the areas that need the most attention, especially in the secondary. Seattle is still in the playoff hunt, sitting at 3-3, and with a cap situation that requires some adjustments, making this kind of trade makes sense. It's a calculated risk, but one that could pay dividends if it helps them strengthen other areas of their defense or free up resources to re-sign key players down the line. As we look at the entire landscape, it's fascinating how one trade can ripple through the NFL. The Seahawks, known for their strong defense and aggressive style, might be making a calculated move to reposition for the future. Meanwhile, the Lions are leveraging this opportunity to bolster their pass rush, aiming for that elusive Super Bowl appearance. It's a chess game, folks, and this trade could be a pivotal move in the ongoing battle for supremacy in the NFC. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think losing Derick Hall is a good move for the team's future? Or do you believe they should hold on to him and see how he develops? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates on this story and other news from around the NFL, so stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe, share with your friends, and keep that passion for the Seahawks alive. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for our team. Go Seahawks!